Hello folks, welcome to Moist Nougat. I am the Kid. A couple weeks ago I did a video where I tested out some of my camera stuff. Did some comparisons. I'm not really doing a comparison today, but I figured I'd show you some of my audio equipment that I've acquired through the years. Number one, I'm recording with the lab mic again tonight. Hopefully it turns out. This room is not really super great for the lab mic. It's big and it's not sound treated. But yeah, the Movo lab mic that's all tangled up here. It was a 2-pack I got for Christmas last year or the year before. I can't remember now. I think last year. But yeah, recording with that. Now, generally, the SM48, the Shure SM48, that is my mic that I've got 3 of these. Well, actually, one's Dan Lee's that I bought for him for his birthday or Father's Day or something. But I have it in my possession at this point in time. It's basically the little brother or little sister of the SM58, which is like the standard vocal mic for bands for many years. I'd love to use one of the now this is a dynamic mic. I'd love to be able to use a condenser mic, you know, one of the Shure condenser mics for the Rode, or you know, they look cool and all that, and that's what everybody's using. Again, condenser mics not great for a big room. You really need a sound because they pick up so much, but they sound great in a sound treated room. This just being kind of a vocal mic, put the orange foamy on, and they sound good. And these mics you can pick up for like $30 now. I also have these AKGs. It's the D8000M. I picked these up, a couple of these up at Guitar Center several years ago, just to have extra mics in case I have guests on. They sound pretty good. Super light compared to the SM48. It just doesn't feel as heavy in your hand, but they sound pretty good. So like I said, I generally use the SM48s in the case where we have, you know, I have 4 people on the podcast or something. I'll use 2 of the Shures and then 2 of the AKGs. Some stupid things that I bought over the years. I don't know if it's stupid. It worked for a while. I used it for a while. But this iRigcast thing, back when I had my iPad and was using iPhones and stuff, would just plug in to the phone, and then you had like a little microphone. Apple decided that they were going to get rid of the headphone port. Well, of course, now everybody has, but they were the first. So this no longer worked unless I buy an adapter, a $30 adapter. It seems like all their adapters are $30. I've got, you know, like SD card readers and USB and old dongles. So this is, you know, when you plug this thing in on the phone, it sat on the top of the phone. If you use the dongle with the lightning, well, it doesn't sit on top of the phone. It just flops around. So not really conducive. Like I said, all kinds of, you know, this is why I no longer use Apple products. I loved my iPhone and my iPad before it turned into a brick because it was so old. They changed from the 30 pin to the lightning, and you just needed too many things to make everything work. This is another thing I bought, the iRig. And I use this quite a bit actually with my iPad. What it is it plugs into your iPad and takes a 9-volt battery, but it takes an XLR mic cable. So I could use an XLR mic with my iPad when I was recording into, I can't remember what the program is that I was using. But yeah, and I need to check this and see if it'll work with my Pixel. It might work with my Pixel. Been doing inventory on all the stuff I have, and it'd be nice to be able to sell some of it. But somebody's going to pay what, $4 or $5 for that? I'm not selling it for that. I'll just keep it in my land of misfit toys, and who knows, someday I might need it. And then another little nifty product I got, the Tascam DR05, which was one of the cheaper field recorders. Was on sale at Guitar Center, and I wanted one, and I don't use it a lot. It doesn't take XLR, but it does have a mic input, so you can use an external mic. Problem is you need cables like this and the little dongles and everything else to use the lab mic with this. Believe me, I bought my share of cables over the years, trying to make things work the way I envisioned them when I bought them. But this thing's cool because you can just turn it on and it picks up background, like if you got a TV on or something. These little recorders are awesome. But like I said, I don't use it a lot because I've got other things that I use. What should I do next? I guess what I'll do next is this beast. That's the Alesis Multimix 8. And when I bought it, I was in Texas, and it wasn't quite what apparently they have like a 2.0, and that's probably what I needed. This would not work it's actually an 8-channel mixer. It's got 4 1/4 inch and 4 XLRs. But if you're recording into a DAW, like I've been using Reaper for years, it records everything into one channel. So if you got 4 mics hooked up, it doesn't record them into separate channels. I used it for 2 years while Dan Ali and I were doing the podcast when he was in Florida and I was in Texas. What was cool about it was, I could plug my phone in and I could play music or sound effects or whatever through the phone. Also had to learn Mix Minus, which I'm not going to get totally into that, but that was in order to get somebody that called in to not hear. It's a whole nother. I had to buy a bunch of cables and all that, and that was to be able to take the phone call or the Skype call and mix it minus. It's been so long since I've had to worry about it because the Zoom PodTrack P4 and a lot of probably the podcasting interfaces already have that set up. All you do is flick a switch. It's, the PodTrack P4 has a USB, so if I'm going to record somebody through Skype or something, I can do that, or it actually has a phone button where you can just click the phone button. I had a Tascam, I think it was Tascam, what they called IU2. A lot of stuff I had bought back when I was doing when I had all the iPad and stuff like that, and I was using that to actually record podcasts and stuff. That was a cool 2-channel XLR or 1/4 inch microphones, and they had little dials. They don't even sell them anymore, and if you find them online, mine just crapped out. It gotten a lot of use, but that thing crapped out, so I bought a Behringer 1-channel interface, and I figured I just need the 1 channel because I'm not going to use it because now I'm just using it so I can play music through my monitors, and the only thing I didn't like about this where the IU2 had, you could just plug in your headphones and leave them plugged in. And if you wanted to listen to your monitors, there was a separate volume for the monitors and the headphones. So if I wanted to turn the monitors down and turn the headphones up, whereas this one, if you leave the headphones plugged in, even if you're listening through your monitors, it's still playing through your headphones. And I don't like that. I just don't like it. And another reason I didn't use this for long, and I'm actually going to try this again tonight when I edit the video. For some reason, it just didn't like DaVinci Resolve. Like the playback would be just little hiccups, and that was driving me nuts. So I dug out, rather than buy, a Focusrite or a higher, this thing was only like $50, so it wasn't super, super expensive. Rather than buy another USB interface, because at this time I had the PodTrack P4, so I didn't need anything to record through or anything. I was just looking for something to play music through. This thing I bought several years ago, and I thought it was the coolest damn thing. It's the Akai EIE Professional. Now they made a version up from this, but I love that it had the old meters. They light up, and this does have a headphone, so I can just leave the headphones plugged in, but I can turn the volume on the headphones down, turn the volume up on the monitors, vice versa. The biggest downside I found to this, because I was actually using this for a while, recording podcasts, but you have to record directly into like Reaper, like the DAW, but it had a very shitty headphone preamp. So I went out and bought the, forget even who makes this. Behringer makes it. Little headphone preamp, or amp, or whatever you want to call it. Headphone amp. And has 4 inputs. So what was kind of cool about that is everybody could adjust their own headphone volume. If they wanted to be louder or quieter, they could turn their own individual volume down on their headphones. Of course, I needed a little patch cable to connect this to the Akai. So it's always something else you need. I think that's about it. Most of the stuff either doesn't exist anymore, and like I said, I don't use a lot of this stuff, but anyways, that's some of my audio junk. I don't think I have anything else. At least nothing I was willing to dig out for this video. But anyways, thanks for listening or watching. I'm the Kid. We'll catch you next time.